Hello and welcome back to the Amputee Angler indoors today. And today we're going to do a quick little talk and a walkthrough of the sacrificial anchor, the hows, whys, wheres and whens, and all times we can use this little bit of kit. Really good idea and a great addition to any boat. Let's get going. Okay, the sacrificial anchor then, all right, it's not quite as sacrificial as it sounds. Essentially what it is a homemade anchor that we're going to lob into a really reefy, rocky bit of ground that other anchors would be at risk of loss. So basically your traditional anchors that most people fish, your Bruce anchors, your plows, your Danforths, all of that lot. If you go bream fishing, for instance, and we've got a mark near here for us called Kingmere, really world-renowned bream, I say world, UK-renowned bream fishing, and also the Horse of Willingdon down Eastbourne. It's so reefy, if you stick a traditional anchor and chain in there, you just don't get it back. You know, 50%, 60% of the time, it's gone. And those particular reefs are littered with everyday Bruce plow, Danforths anchors. So what we do to get around that then is we use what we call a sacrificial anchor. Now then, this one is one that come with a boat. The prongs on this could do with being a little bit longer really, but I'll try it out and see how we get on with it. Essentially what it is, it's a length of scaffold tube that's been cut. And obviously scaffold tubes are hollow, as you would know. And essentially all we do is we fill that with lead, some molten lead, and then on the end we weld two builder's rebars. So that's those thin bars that go through blocks or used in building foundations. And then what they've done is they're heated up and they're bent round to make the prongs. But then what happens is when this gets hooked into the reef and you're steaming away to pull it out, instead of a solid anchor going fast, as I call it, you know, getting stuck, and then you end up parting off at the chain or the rope, wherever it's going to be, these prongs will actually bend out and allow you to get it all back. So you can anchor yourself safely and fish at anchor, which has its benefits at times, and actually get your anchor back at the same time. And then all you do is when you get back on shore is you either heat up, or depending on how tough they are, you heat the bar back up with a blowtorch or whatever, and then you bend it back into shape and you can go again. What it allows you to do is just fish those reefy marks that are often loaded with fish certain times of the year at anchor, so you're saving your fuel and got a nice comfortable day, but instead you're not then going to lose your anchor and cost yourself, I don't know, 100, 150 quid or whatever your anchor costs. So in the lead, while the lead's still molten, you put in there like a little shackle or a loop, whatever you're going to do. Just basically that's your fixing point basically. Now another key with a sacrificial anchor is traditionally you would fish a anchor and then a boat length for chain, whatever size chain you're going to use. Now, you don't do that when you're using a sacrificial anchor. The reason being is, more often than not, is actually the chain that gets you stuck in the reef and the ground. So the reefs will be full of gullies, they'll be full of little loops, and if you get the chain on there as well, like you normally would do, often the chain will actually run down a gully and get sort of almost wedged in. The anchor itself might be free on top of the rocks and hooking you in, but the chain will lay flat or get itself in a gully, or depending on how straight you've shot, get hooked around a pinnacle or something like that. And then when you come to haul, it's actually the chain that's getting stuck, not the anchor. So what we do is when we're using this is we just go direct to your rope. So if you're going to put one of these on, your chain comes off and your anchor, this gets attached, and then you tie that directly to your shackle or your loop. Don't even need really the shackle there unless you've got a carabiner maybe. And that goes direct to it. And then literally those there is what's going to hold you. Like I said, this could be done with a bit slightly bigger prongs really to give you a bit more of a grip, but this one will work for my size boat. But yeah, essentially what it is, again, just to go through it, empty scaffold tube filled with molten lead, a hooking point in one end, and then you tuck in some rebar in the end. So tuck your 4 bits of rebar in, there go to the length of the tube. And then once that's set, blowtorch, gas torch, whatever you're going to use, bend it into shape. And then this is constantly then reusable. Like I said, rocky grounds and reefs, you could, if you wanted to, be really brave, use it on an anchor. I do know people that use these on wrecks as well. So get right in close to a wreck, straight down in, hook into the wreck, and that allows you to fish up and down onto the wreck. But again, risky even on a wreck with one of these. So there we go. So that is a sacrificial anchor. I hope that's been of use to you. It's something not many people are aware of. So if you're going to be fishing horrible reefs, have a chat with a welder, mate, or have a chat around some of the yards. Someone will make you one of these up real nice and cheap, but it will save you a lot of money in the long run in lost anchors, chains, and the rest of it. So thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon.